When you go through life like that, something in you dies. Something in you that you never activate is lying dormant in there, that you never get a chance to call on because you have not challenged yourself. Somebody said, the land of familiarity belongs to the dead. That most people like to feel like they're king in the area of their comfort zone. They only want to do those things that they know how to do well. Osborne said, unless you attempt to do something beyond that which you've already mastered, you will never grow. So if you want to begin to grow, you've got to put something out here that you can't reach easily, that has got to make you stretch, got to make you jump for it, got to make you get back a little bit and dig in so that you can take a leap for it. And maybe you jump up there and you miss it and you extend your knees and you come back again and you bust your lip next time. But you keep on, and through that process, you learn how to leap higher. You start challenging yourself to dig deeper, and then you discover some things about you that you don't know right now. Some talents that you have in you that you didn't know that you can do. I started out just talking to kids, and now I'm speaking at corporations. Now I'm traveling. I didn't know I can do this, but had I not given myself a chance, and I'm saying to you, give yourself a chance. Here's something else. If you want to begin to make your stuff happen for you, I think that it's very important that you start trusting yourself. Listen to yourself. Listen to that still small voice within you. Don't try and make everything logical. There's some things about life that defies logic, that you just can't explain how the outcome is going to be. I think that's why Paul said you've got to learn how to walk by faith and not by sight. That once you begin to trust yourself and your ideas and your instincts, life takes on a whole new meaning, because now I want you to do that feeling that you are led. Just feel, I am led. And don't give your power away. You don't need anybody to approve your dream. It was given to you. If they can't see it, it's because it wasn't given to them. It was given to you. Hold it, nourish it, cultivate it, work on it. It's yours. It's your baby. Work on it until it comes into fruition. I gave away my power, and I said, I'm not going to do that no more. Here's something else for those who make it today. Do what you know is right. Treat people like you want to be treated. Don't try and take any shortcuts. Don't try and cheat. Pay your dues up front. I believe, ladies and gentlemen, what goes around comes around. You can pay now, or you will pay double later. So, do the right thing. There might be a tendency sometimes, because of the negative part of our consciousness and our own programming, for us to want to say, well, I just do it this time. It won't matter. Won't nobody know. Ladies and gentlemen, everything matters. And you know you're somebody. You know. I'd rather lose out of my dreams doing the right thing than to cheat, trying to make a shortcut to get to my goal. I want to be able to look myself in the mirror. That's what you want to do. There's no saying, judge a man not by what he does, but by that he doesn't have to do. And to judge the true quality of a man is what he do when nobody's looking. See, there's some good out there for you in the universe that has your name on it. And nobody can get your good. It has your name on it. They can't take your stuff. It's your stuff. So when you know that whatever you're seeking, it's also seeking you, you don't worry. You don't run scared. You don't think somebody's going to take it from you. You listen to your inner voice, and you always take the high road. There will be the tendency, the natural inclination to take the low road. You must resist that. Here's something else I encourage you to do if you want to make it today. Keep your agreements. Keep your agreements that you make. And establish a network of people who will also do that. Establish a network of people in your life that you can count on, that will be there for you when you need them, and you be there for them. Leave the flakes alone, people that are seriously not serious. And if you're surrounded by flakes, that tells you who you are. Here's something else. 3 P's to have in your life. In working on your dream and doing your life work, you must be patient, persistent, positive no matter what. Be positive no matter what. Because when you are negative, ladies and gentlemen, you're sending out negative energy and you're blocking your good. So don't send out any negative energy. Don't take it personally. See, a lot of people have an idea or a dream and they give up on it. No, don't do that. Work your dream until it gets hot. See, most things don't happen as soon as we think they should happen. The messenger of misery might drop in on you and say hello. Murphy's Law might come by and stump you on the head. Any number of things can happen to interrupt your flow. It's okay. Don't take it personal. Just acknowledge what's going on. It's called life. And keep on working on your dream. Continue to keep on knocking. Keep on knocking. Because this is your life. This is what you love. This is your passion. Step back. Don't judge it. If you judge it, judge not yet unless ye be judged. Why? Because when you judge it, you invest emotion in it. And that emotion could be anger. And guess what? That hurts you. That doesn't hurt anybody else. So what do you want to take yourself out early for by internalizing things? Shakespeare said, nothing is neither good nor bad, but thinking makes it so. So judge not according to appearances, but right judgment. And feel that everything is going to work out for you. Because you're patient, you're persistent, and you're going to be positive no matter what. Don't allow other things or people or circumstances to determine what your reaction is going to be. So don't allow people to determine how you are going to respond to them or circumstances. Learn to look at it. Look at your life right now. If you want to keep on getting what you're getting, keep on doing what you're doing. You've got to be willing to change your ways. Your life is working. If you don't like what you have produced, you're a director, you are the star, you wrote this script. You produced this, whatever it is. If it's a hit, you produced it. If it's a flop, you produced it. Take ownership of it and decide to go back to the drawing board and rewrite the script that you are the star of. You have the power to do that. On this day, you can declare that I'm going to change. As you look back on your life, you can decide that I don't like what I produced here, and I want higher ground. I want to begin to experience more love. I want to have more adventure in my life. I want something that gives my life a sense of meaning. I believe, ladies and gentlemen, if we can accept the possibility of that this is the decade of consciousness. That's what I believe that this is. The decade of consciousness, if you please. A time where we can begin to create in folks' minds the idea, the possibility that we can create a more humane society, the possibility that we can create more love, communication, and understanding in relationships, the possibility that we can create a drug-free America, the possibility that we can create the kind of respect for diversity and difference in our multicultural society, the possibility that we can begin to develop the mindset to bring out the best in people, to encourage them to achieve their greatness and support them in their dreams, that if we can, in this decade of consciousness, to begin to see and envision that happening, and that we all can play a role, that we were born for such a time as this, that we showed up for this, that we survived 1 out of 9 million sperms, and we have been chosen for this great work. What an exciting time to be alive.
Well, everybody, welcome to our update call for today. I just thought that would be a nice touch for people to understand. Sometimes in life, everything doesn't go exactly the way that you want it to go, but there still are solutions. I want to welcome again everybody on to our call today. Let me start off by saying, guys, that none of the people you're going to hear from on this call today, they're not the company. We're promoters, just like the rest of you guys are. We're going to tell you as what we've seen and what we see that is going on, how we feel about it. And I've spoken with many of the leaders, and you know what? They all feel the exact same way. You see, when I saw the message on the site, in fact, I woke up this morning about 3:30, haven't had much sleep since then. And you know, at first it was shocking because I had no knowledge of it. I didn't get any calls from corporate, neither did any of the other leaders get any calls from corporate. However, ladies and gentlemen, understanding and reading literally helps you to appreciate a little bit about what's going on. And, of course, like I said, guys, I felt sick at first. It was an emotional response that I had at first, as many people have, is an emotional response. And sometimes an emotional response causes you to react without thinking things through. And I'm so glad that I had an opportunity to sit down and just kind of think things through. And I started to look at it from a business standpoint. I started to process the information, and so that it's going to help me to see more clearly. The reason why I'm saying this is because you have to understand something. When I got started in this company on December 12th, back in 2012, I was in a bad situation. And TelexFREE came in, and not only did it change my life, my family's life, but it changed thousands, hundreds of thousands, even millions of people's lives. And so the company, throughout the time period that I've been in, we've had different challenges. We saw different things that wasn't working correctly on the site, but yet and still this company was still there for us. They still, throughout all of the turmoil, through all of the things that went on, the company still remained there because it was the heart of the company. And so, you know, guys, I have to tell you where I'm at, and you're going to hear from some of the other leaders that are on the call today as well. But what I see and I understand that from the filing of the Chapter 11 bankruptcy, that is a protection. And whether you know it at all or not, there are a lot of people that have come into this company, and I tell you what, guys, and I've heard some of them. I've talked to some of them. I've seen some emails from some of them. And, you know, some of these people, literally, you know, they are very vindictive. Some of these people have, you know, went to the point of trying to even file lawsuits. Some of these people are in other companies that don't want to see TelexFREE continue on. And so, therefore, you know, they're doing all kinds of things. You have bloggers writing all kinds of articles. And so this has been going on throughout the whole time period that I've been in with TelexFREE. But here's something that I noticed, and it was the heart of this company. And because of that, ladies and gentlemen, they've always tried to do what's right by the promoter. And when I got on a call today earlier, there was a call, about 1,000 people on it. It was a call with Steve Labriola. And Steve pointed out to everyone on that call that as they are doing this process right now, it is to further the progress of the company. You know, he said, TelexFREE, they're not going anywhere. So no matter what you've heard, no matter what you've seen online, the company said they're not going anywhere. They're doing this for the protection of the promoters as well as for the protection of the company. And so we've got a lot of questions out there, and we need answers. And, of course, Steve Labriola agreed that all this week, as they met with their attorneys, what they can and cannot say, whatever they can say, they're going to put that on the call to keep everyone aware. We'll know exactly when the time period will come, where people start posting again. You'll know when the time period will come, what they can do as far as helping everybody to understand where the direction of the company is coming from. Now I'm going to tell you my viewpoint. You know, my viewpoint is, unless I ever feel that the company is being dishonest with me, if I feel that the company is doing something that is not right, at that point, ladies and gentlemen, believe me, I will tell you, because I'm very transparent. Good, bad, or ugly, you're going to hear it from me, and here's the reason why. You see, although TelexFREE is a phenomenal company and their growth was massive, their growth was contributed by every single person that's on this line and millions of people that are not on this line. And so what that literally means, ladies and gentlemen, is that a team effort, it is the relationships that we have with people. It is those with your workmates, with your family members, with your friends, people that you sold product to. That is the most important asset that we have. TelexFREE was a perfect vehicle to cause many of us to change our life. But our real asset is our relationship. And as long as you and I always strive to keep an honest relationship, always strive to be upfront with each other, guess what? We can go a long way. And that's the key here. See, when I talk to different people that I have formed a relationship with, we operate as a unit. And as a unit, guys, I'm just telling you, you know, we look at everything. We decide to move together. We decide to build together. You know, we decide to, you know, how fast we're going to push our organization. Why? Because we work together as a team. And that's why, you know, the team has experienced phenomenal growth. And so, therefore, that's why when we look at TelexFREE, until I see something different, guys, my plan, according to the information that I heard today from Steve Labriola, is to not only move forward, but move forward with conviction. Why? Because the company has stated several things that starting to make a lot of sense if you understand the power of a Chapter 11 bankruptcy. So I want you to understand right now very quickly. I'm going to swing over to Stuart. Stuart, are you on the line with us? And I believe Stuart, guys, is Stuart. Are you out in California now, or are you in Texas?
Yeah, Randy, can you hear me? Okay.
I can hear you perfect.
Yeah, I live in Austin, Texas right now, and I just moved here about a year and a half ago from California. And I was in San Francisco in the Silicon Valley area for about 15 years. But I do live in Texas right now, but I've got a lot of experience right there, a lot of business experience right there in Northern California.
Okay, perfect. Well, explain to a few people on the line, because they have a question about this Chapter 11. When people first saw it, they went into panic mode. So, you know, explain to everybody what that's about. And again, guys, we're just trying to educate you as a team. No one's going to convince you of anything, and that's not our purpose. Our purpose is to make educated decisions as we move together as a team. So no matter what we do in life, guys, you know, our main goal is to work with people and help them achieve their goals. So one of the goals we want to set today is, what is a Chapter 11, Stuart, from what you've said, what you've read online and what you've seen, and how does this apply to the company?
Yeah, Randy, thanks again, and I want to thank you for your leadership. You know, this morning early on, we were on the phone and trying to just we kind of went through that together this morning, the same emotions that everybody went through. But it really speaks to the strength of the team to stay calm and to see what's happening, to fully understand it. And fortunately, I've got some direct experience with bankruptcy. Part of my professional career I spent as a bankruptcy law firm consultant, and I would go in. I would help attorneys to start a bankruptcy law practice. And we have been involved in thousands of Chapter 7s, thousands of Chapter 13s, and hundreds of Chapter 11s. And there's a lot of information that I never knew until I got involved with that. And the same with everything. You have to have the information. And there's some things I want to point out about bankruptcy that I know to be fact from my own personal experience of working on cases. And I do want to say, excuse me just 1 second here, 1 second. And I do want to say that with bankruptcy, there are situations where a person can file a Chapter 13, and a Chapter 13 is a reorganization. It doesn't mean that you're broke.
Is that
it doesn't
Chapter 11
mean that you
or Chapter 13, Stuart?
That's a Chapter 13, but that's for a personal bankruptcy. But that Chapter 11 is the same thing except it's for a business. And so any entity can file a Chapter 13. You could have $1 billion in assets. You could be broke. But filing Chapter 11 does not mean you're broke. It doesn't mean you're going to be bankrupt. And what it does mean in a lot of cases is that it can be a very smart business strategy, a very smart thing to do, because every entity, every one of us in the United States, we all have the right to file bankruptcy. And Chapter 11 and Chapter 13, and we're always going to talk about Chapter 11, but they are reorganizations. Chapter 7s are when there's no money at all. Chapter 11 and Chapter 13 is when there is money. And Chapter 11 is for businesses. And so what does happen is this. When a company files a Chapter 11, they may not be broke. Could have $1 billion in assets, but they have the right to take some time to reorganize. If the company needs to reorganize, if they need to restructure, they have the right to do that, and that's called a Chapter 11. And based on what I know and my experience, I really feel very strongly that this is a move that's going to definitely help the company to have a bulletproof legal position in the future. And for me, that's very important. And I want to say something further. This morning, Randy and I were on the phone right around 3 o'clock. And at 3:15 a.m., I had a copy of the petitions that would have been filed by TelexFREE. And the reason is because of my past experience. And I am doing webinars at 3 o'clock, and I do want to share that with you. So that will be taking place at 3 o'clock and also tonight at 9 o'clock. And I want to share that with you so you can see that there's a lot more to this, and there's a lot of information that I want to share so that you can see what I'm seeing and what everybody else is seeing. And so with Chapter 11, you don't, like I said, you could have $1 billion in assets or $1 million in assets. And what happens is this. The basic principles of bankruptcy are this. When a person or a company files bankruptcy, then the bankruptcy judge takes over for that time period that you're in bankruptcy. And so at Chapter 11, when it's going to be used to restructure and reorganize, it can be a very, very smart move for a company, especially when they're going through a transition period, especially when they have a lot of people that are being unreasonable and filing lawsuits against the company. And that is what has happened with TelexFREE, is that there are even people on my team that were saying, we're going to sue. They were screaming lawsuit. And my reaction to them was, number one, if you're screaming lawsuit, that tells me, somebody who's been working with lawyers in litigation, in bankruptcy law, somebody who's screaming lawsuit means that they've never been through a lawsuit. They don't know what it's like. They don't know what happens when you go through a lawsuit. But a company that has a huge, bright future, when a company that's done what TelexFREE has done, it changed my life. It saved my life. And like Randy said, it's changed and transforms thousands of lives. When a company has what TelexFREE has, it has to protect not only itself, but also all the lives that have been changed. And so what I see happening is this. There are lawsuits that have been threatened. There are lawsuits that have been filed. And so in order for the company to have a great future and not have to spend the next 5 years battling lawsuits, Chapter 11 is a great solution, because during the reorganization and during the restructuring, here's what happens. The company will file their paperwork. And on the paperwork, they are required to list out everyone that they owe money to. And the judge takes that list. And the judge will say, okay, I see these people are owed money. Then the judge also will receive another list from the company which shows all of its assets, where all the money is. And the judge will say, okay, take that money and pay these people. And so that's a very simplified version of it, but there's a procedure that's followed, but that's what happens. The company has to say, judge, we're restructuring, so here's our finances, here's all of our money, here's all our assets, and here's another list of everybody that we owe. And what the judge does is he says this. He goes, okay, on a Chapter 11, you're allowed to continue to operate. So number one, we're going to create a plan to pay everybody that you owe. Number two, we're going to create a plan that's going to allow you to continue to operate, a plan that has to make sense, a plan that shows all of your expenses, all of your income. How are you doing this? What contracts are you using? So the judge will review every aspect of your business. And as long as you're making enough money to pay your expenses and it makes sense to continue, the judge will allow you to restructure, to allow you to get a second start, to clean the slate, and to make it right. So when there's a situation where the company has enough money to pay everybody, everybody gets paid. If the situation is that the company doesn't have enough money, then the judge makes the decision on how much everybody gets paid. And in the case of a Chapter 7, if there's no money, then the judge just says, there's no money here. Chapter 7, done. Close the business. So in this situation, what I am seeing, from my experience, and again, I am not an attorney, but based on what I am seeing, in my personal opinion, is that I don't want to be in a situation where I have to battle 300, 400 lawsuits that are frivolous in nature, that are being filed just to try to get to a fast settlement. That takes years and years and years. And if I want to pay all of my promoters, then by filing Chapter 11, everybody gets paid when there's enough money to pay. In my opinion, this is what I think is going to happen. I think that everybody that's owed money is going to be paid, and the bankruptcy judge will see to it. So for me, if there's money that's owed, I would, and I have any doubt then it's great that a bankruptcy judge is in charge, because then I know I'm going to get paid. I'm going to have to wait. But if we look at all the positives that are happening here, anybody that's owed money, in my opinion, I think you're going to be paid, without a doubt. And on top of that, the company is being restructured, reorganized, so that after everybody's been paid, then nobody will have any legal right to file a lawsuit against TelexFREE for any contract that was signed and agreed upon prior to April 13th. April 13th is an important date. That's the date of the filing of the bankruptcy petition. So all the contracts, all the agreements, all the obligations, all of the liabilities, all of the claims for any interaction of the company on or before the 13th will be governed by the Chapter 11 bankruptcy. And what that means is that anybody that's owed money from anything prior to that date of filing, then the judge will see to it that you're paid as much as possible. And in this situation, I think the company has plenty to cover everybody that's owed. Everybody will be owed, and they will be paid. But then in addition to this, when the bankruptcy case is finished, when TelexFREE has paid everybody that they owe, they get a clean, fresh, clean slate, and that's called a discharge, an order of discharge. And that is very, very important, because that gives us all a clean slate to start from. And I think that's a highly, highly intelligent move for the company to do this, because there's a lot of unreasonable people that are threatening and that are filing frivolous lawsuits. And I don't want the company that I'm with to be focusing a huge amount of effort and resources on frivolous lawsuits. I want them to focus on customer service. I want them to focus on products that are best in existence. I want them to focus on continuing to help people and change their lives, to continue on the course that they've already created for us. And so when I hear and I see hundreds of lawsuits being filed, from my experience, without a doubt, the best move is at Chapter 11. And initially, everybody thinks, oh, at Chapter 11, the place is closed down. There's boards on the door. Same thing throughout my experience in bankruptcy. People would say, oh my gosh, I'm bankrupt. I have a black mark on my, a huge target on my head for the rest of my life. It's not true. Not true at all. There are people that have filed a reorganization because it's their right to get more time to pay. There are people that have filed bankruptcy and they've had over $1 million of assets because it's our right. Everybody has this right to file bankruptcy for reorganization. And when you have the money to cover all of your debts, if you file bankruptcy, and you can, you'll pay everybody back exactly what you owe them.
And Stuart, you made a good point there too. It's the direction of the company. If you guys remember Steve Labriola's call today, the company, the owner, is actually on their way out west right now because they're getting the new back office system set up. That's the whole point of that, guys, is the new platform. We've had a lot of issues with binary not coming on time. We've had issues with customers not being reported properly. We had issues with people signing up people for MFA and it not recording. All of that the new platform fixes. It takes care of that information. And even with the VoIP services, people are having trouble with some of their VoIP services from time to time. All of that's plugged into the new platform, where when a person or customer goes in and purchases, immediately it triggers throughout the system the way that it's supposed to. And that's one of the things that we were feeling pretty good about Steve's call today, because that's where they're headed out now. The company is moving forward. That's why they do now have a new compensation plan that's built on not only customer acquisition, but it's built on longevity. And Stuart, I want to really thank you for sharing that with everyone today. And guys, again, Stuart made some very, very valid points. I'm not an attorney. Stuart's not an attorney. At least I don't think he's one. But it just kind of let you know, guys, we're here to support the team. And in fact, Laurel's on the line with us from Kansas City. Laurel, you want to share some quick comments with everyone on the line about even some companies before that have went through a Chapter 11?
Absolutely. Can you hear me pretty good, Randy?
Yes, we can.
All right, you guys. Thanks, Stuart. Thank you, Randy, for you guys' leadership. And again, you guys, we're a promoter like just somebody else. We're not, attorneys. we're in the same situation you are in, but we have to step back and, like Randy said, reevaluate the whole organization. And just some companies in the past that went through these same experiences. General Motors, a debt for $91 million debt. Chrysler. All the airlines, you guys, American Airlines, Delta Airlines, they're still flying. They're not shut down, but they had to go through this reorganization to ensure that they stay afloat, they stay functional, and they're not going anywhere. Eddie Bauer, Quiznos, all these little places that are going through the same restructuring. When someone goes through these type of things, you guys, it's going to better the company, strengthen the company, and it's going to weed out the people that are not really in it for the business anyway. They're in it for a fast dollar. It's not about making a fast dollar. This is about helping people get their lives changed and their children's lives changed, generations going forward. So we're excited about what's going on. And, everybody has emotions, but at the end of the day, your emotions, when you finish throwing a tantrum, when you finish saying, I'm going to the corporate office, I'm going to do all this, the problem is still in front of you. All you do is waste your emotions. Sit back, relax, let the leaders take care of this, let us focus on what we can do, and stay positive and encouraged to understand that we are in the best interest of our people as well. Understand that we're here for you. We're here for each other. We're not here trying to get over anybody. TelexFREE has blessed millions of people, and they're not done blessing people. And when the restructuring takes place, the court looks at everything. They want to keep companies from failing, you guys, because nobody benefits from a dead company. Everybody loses at that point. The creditors, the debts, us. We want to win. The courts want us to stay afloat. That's why the bankruptcy laws are in place, to assist us to stay positive and stay mindful that we are working hard for a reason. And I got to bed every day giving God thanks and thanking God for TelexFREE, what it's done for us so far. And I'm looking forward to more things TelexFREE can do for us and other people around the world as well. So stay encouraged, you guys. As we get more updates from our corporate offices, we'll keep messages going every forward all the time. And again, thank you guys for your time. Thank you, Randy and Steve, for the information.
Yeah, and again, we're going to have more information from Steve tomorrow as far as, how everything is going to work, what comes back up in what order. So again, guys, as we get the information from corporate, we're going to pass it along to you guys because, again, we want everybody on the team to be informed. Was that you, Pat?
No, it was Carla Wiley.
Okay, hey, Carla, go ahead.
I know you didn't ask me to speak, but I just wanted to speak on behalf of on a personal level, us as individuals, on a personal life level with the company. We all have challenges that we got going on and, with this happening at this moment. And I'm saying that because life still goes on. And what made me want to speak, I thought about my best friend and promoter rep downline, Pat Jackson. When she gets on this call, she speaks about her past of where she came from. She came from a bankruptcy from our own dollar store. But TelexFREE brought her out of that bankruptcy. Sometimes you have to file bankruptcy for reconstruction in your own personal life. It happens a dime a dozen daily. So we have to look at that. Look at Donald Trump as they were naming all the other companies. People are going to have bankruptcies for reconstruction, and that's the purpose of it. Even in my own personal life, we have our own issues. With all that, you guys know what we went through over these last week and a half or two deaths. But still, we have a life to move forward with. Yes, a lot of our money got exhausted, and I'm still 100% TelexFREE going through this. I've talked to several people on my team and not done, and they're all willing to roll with us with this. All I ask you guys is to give TelexFREE a chance, because keep in mind, for one whole year, we were only supposed to get $44.91, but we got $44.91 for the entire year. Did the company complain? No, they allowed us to still receive that money. So I ask and encourage all of you to stick with us, and us as leaders, as we share this information with you guys, don't beat us up, because we're bringing you information to keep you guys in the know. We don't need that right now. We all need to stick together. TelexFREE ain't going nowhere, and I'm so assured of this company that I'm willing to say I'm rolling with TelexFREE 100%. And all of you that want to roll with us, let's do it. All of you that don't, ain't nothing we can do about it. But to me, you're making a big mistake. Yes, do what you need to do, because we all have to still live while we're going through this transition. But it's going to be okay. And with that being said, Randy, back to you.
Thanks a lot, Carla. We appreciate that, too, as well. And, again, guys, Stuart mentioned something. There's a lot of unscrupulous people out here. There's people that are out for their own means. I got a call today. Someone said that I was having an update call, and then they put people on the line to talk, bad about TelexFREE, and then tried to pitch another deal on people. This shows you the kind of people that are out there. That they don't care. I mean, they'll go to the point of lying just to use someone else's name to try to benefit their own pockets. And in fact, Natalie out of Florida. Natalie, are you on the line with us?
Yes, Randy, I'm here. Can you hear me okay?
We can hear you, Natalie. Go ahead, and then we're going to bring up Santiago after you.
Yes. What I wanted to say, first of all, I really, really appreciate all of you guys on this call. And again, yes, this morning early, everybody I think was in panic mode. But me, as usual, I always say, when you are 100% positive, you only attract 100% positivity. So my advice to you, everybody, please do not listen to bloggers. When you hear something, before you even go on and share it with your team, because you might be even hurting yourself, you need to go up, look up to your leaders, and we will definitely get you the information. Something happened today that is not really looking beautiful. A lot of promoters got information about a conference call that was going to be with Randy Crosby, and I even received the text myself, but I did not pay attention to the number. It was at 12 noon. So when finally we were on the correct call with Randy, then I received another text from this promoter saying that they are on the call, but it is not Randy Crosby. Please, guys, if you are a promoter with TelexFREE, you need to understand that ethics in business is very, very crucial. You cannot be using somebody's name and to promote other things. That is unacceptable. You can't do that, because obviously, as we all said, we are all promoters of TelexFREE. We are not the company. However, we are doing everything possible, bringing all of our energy out, sometimes working the extra mile to bring you the correct information. But you cannot take somebody's name and go out there and do a conference and have people's downlines go to these conferences, and then when they go there, they're listening to other companies that you're promoting. This is unacceptable, and this is one of the reasons why I agree 100% that TelexFREE does need to restructure the business, because these promoters are promoters that are still getting paid in TelexFREE, but yet they're promoting other things and dragging TelexFREE promoters. Everybody, please keep calm. Remember, we are in a company that cares about us all this time. TelexFREE brought me out of trouble myself, and as you can see, many of people out there were struggling financially. I was one of them. TelexFREE brought me out of trouble. So therefore, I am 100% TelexFREE. I will roll with the company like Carla says. We will be patient. We will wait, because we know that we have the right company, the right opportunity, the right products, and the right leaders. Back to you, Randy. Thank you very much.
Well, thanks so much, Nellie. And again, guys, we're just regular people like you guys are. We all have families. We try to take care of our families. We try to help other people, and that's what it's all about. That's what you're going to find with us. It's all about integrity. That's why we haven't run to the money deals out there that a lot of people have, because not one of them has ever survived, not one. And that's why we know for certainty that with a company, you must have customers. And not only on top of that, guys, you have to, in order to earn commissions, you need to have or be qualified, in other words, to have customers, because that's what generates the business. You personally need to have customers. And so that's what we're seeing here. And that's one of the reasons why, when you look at the way the company put the new compensation plan, it was for longevity. And while a lot of people did not want that because they didn't care about customers. All they wanted to do is they just wanted to get paid. They didn't care if the company made money. They didn't care if the company stuck around. But that's why this whole process is going on right now. In fact, there are people, I'm getting messages today, people are saying, well, when can I sign up? And I got this guy that even knows what everything, he read what's going on, but he's ready to sign up. Now, bear in mind, guys, this isn't a rah-rah session. We're human just like you. We go through the same emotions, the same thought pattern, the same frailties. The only thing we know different is what this company has done in the past, how many people's lives it has changed, the income that it has produced. And as long as we feel that the company are being 100% straight up with us, we're here. The moment that we feel that it's not, Natalie, Carla, Randy, even Santiago, we're going to tell you, because our business, our asset is not TelexFREE. Our asset is our relationships that we've built with people that we want to help them do better financially. We want to help them release some of the financial bindings off of their life. So that is where we're coming from. In fact, Santiago got a chance to talk to Steve today after the call, and I'm going to bring him up right now. Santiago de la Rosa, if you're on the line with us, tell everybody about the information that you received and where you see the company headed.
Hi, Ron. Can you hear me, my friend?
I can hear you, buddy. Go right ahead.
Well, first thing, Randy, thank you for giving me the opportunity to be, with all the leaders in this call. And as everyone say, all of us know that our company need to do something with our platform. Everybody know that we have problems. A lot of people are waiting for the second-year contract. A lot of people, some of them receive the payment for the binary. Most of the people don't receive it. We have a lot of issues, and all of us know that. We know that companies pay a lot of money to some people that they don't need to pay, because for the same problem. And me as a promoter, I am in the same situation that everybody. When I wake up this morning, like 6:30 a.m. in the morning, a lot of people was calling me. And when I saw that thing, how do you think that I feel? I feel very bad because I don't understand nothing. I don't know nothing. But when I saw in our bad coffee what company said, why they are doing this, and then when I received an email from Steve about the call, and when I can listen to Steve what he said, so we need to understand. We want TelexFREE for hundreds of years. And the only way that we can have a company very, very long time period if they do something, and all of us know that. As I said, Randy, and you said something that is very, very important. All the time, all of us, we are 100% TelexFREE. But we are 100% TelexFREE because TelexFREE is 100% transparent with everybody. And I say the same thing that you, Randy. If I feel sometime that something is not good for my feeling, everybody know that I'm going to say that. But why? Because that's that we build here. We build a relationship as a family. Now, our company needs time to do the restructuring that they're going to do. We need to wait. But the most important thing is, guys, all the people that are 100% TelexFREE, all of us understand that we are going to wait. But most of the people that they just gone to another deal, most of the people that they want that TelexFREE, shut down or something like that, they are the one they want to be talking a lot of things in the medias and everywhere. And this is the time that we need to continue talking to our people. This is the time that we need to share the real information. This is the time that we need to be in contact with the company all the time. One of the best thing that I saw here, Steve will have a call every single day. Right now we have a steward that was in the call. All the time, the company is open to be talking to us. We saw the video that Carlos Costa make on YouTube. All the time the company is transparent. All the time, company never have something, that everybody knows. All the time the company's there, and I feel comfortable with that. So we need to wait. We need to continue waiting. We need to be in contact, with the company. We need to be in contact with the company. We need to be attention what Steve is going to be saying in all the call, and we need to inform our leaders. We need to inform to the people what's going on. One of the things that I love when Stuart was talking, they are working very hard. I know that the company want that everybody can get paid. Nobody going to lose nothing, but we need to wait, and we need to help our company to continue, because this is the most important thing. Everyone wants TelexFREE for 100 years and thousands of years. So we need to understand that, Randy. We need to understand that. And as you said, all the time, I will be, here fighting with everybody. I will be here all the time, and all the time we continue talking the truth. I believe in the company. I am 100% TelexFREE, and I hope that everything is going to be okay for everybody, and we will have a company for many, many years, guys. I know that. But as Randy said, if we know something that is not good, you can be sure that we are going to share that information with everybody, because we are here, because we build this organization. And all the time, we have around 2 years talking about that we are like a family. And we are going to keep saying the same thing. We are like a family. Our company needs some time. We need to wait. We need to wait, Randy.
Absolutely. And again, guys, we don't know right now how long the restructuring is going to take, but all this week, Steve is going to be giving us update calls. So it's going to help everybody to kind of appreciate what's going on, where we are in the timeline, because a lot of people are anxious about getting back to work. I mean, people are anxious about not only posting ads, but there were people signing up, people on the VoIP customer. People are waiting on even the coffee to launch. People are waiting on Telex Mobile. So people who really want to build a company, they're anxious about getting back to work and doing what they need to do, because TelexFREE has been so good to so many of us, which is absolutely phenomenal. But yet at the same time, guys, they're the other people, the ones that complain all the time, the ones that, all they wanted to do was just literally post their ads while they're out constantly, and we see them on Facebook all the time, constantly promoting other deals, come in this thing, do this thing. They don't care about the company. They don't care about you. All they care about is their own pocket. Like we said, the call that took place today, that people would go to the point of lying and using, someone else's name. So bottom line is this, remember this, guys, there's a reason why we've had the phenomenal growth. It's because we work together as a team. And if anything ever changes, if we decide, ladies and gentlemen, that we're going to build in a different way or whatever, we're going to be transparent. We're going to let everybody know. You won't hear it through a third party or fourth party or somebody saying, oh, I heard Santiago joined this company, so get in. I promise you, we're going to be the first. We've got this conference call line. You will know, because we're going to be the ones to tell you that. And so right now, as we said from Steve, we're going to hear different things every day. We'll get different information on how long the restructure will take, when we can get back to work, when we can start earning income again, and when we can continue to help people change their life. That's what TelexFREE is all about. So on behalf of everybody today, guys, that you heard from, we're all just promoters. We're not the company, but we do care about each and every one of you. In fact, there's one lady on the line right now and this is going to be the last person, leaders, I want you guys to listen from today, but just been nothing but absolutely stellar from the time period that she has got into the company. And Ms. Pat, are you on the line with us? Pat, are you there? I think she might be muted out.
Randy, why you?
Can you hear me, Randy?
I can hear you now, Pat.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead. I can hear you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Randy, for bringing me up. Yes, and I want to say thank you, caller, for taking time to think about me and mention me, and you were telling your story. Guys, a lot of you already have heard my story over and over and over again, but I'll just share it for the ones who have not heard my story. December 2012, when I got the call about TelexFREE, TelexFREE, I had just entered into a bankruptcy, and I entered into a Chapter 7 bankruptcy only because I had basically lost everything. I got an SBA loan to open up my dollar store. The dollar store project went well, was able to get everything in, but I made one wrong business decision, or should I say, and because of that, it cost me everything before my doors even got open. And so I went to a bankruptcy attorney to discuss going into bankruptcy, because at that time I had creditors coming after me from the left to the right. Everywhere I looked, there were creditors standing in line coming after me because I wasn't able to pay them or anyone else. And so I had no other choice but to file bankruptcy. So when I went to see my attorney, I explained to him that even though I was filing the bankruptcy, I still had great hope in my store. And I wanted to continue to keep the store even though I was evicted out of the space that I had leased my first store at. And so I asked him if that was possible, if I could do it. And praise be to God, he told me that it was. Well, I sat in bankruptcy, guys, for a whole year. And I just want to share this with you. The reason why I sat in bankruptcy, number one, for a whole entire year, because usually that process takes anywhere from 60 to 90 days max. I sat in there because I had a lot of creditors that was really upset with me because I was filing a Chapter 7 bankruptcy. And they're looking at it as if I should have filed a Chapter 11 bankruptcy, which we see what TelexFREE has just did. And they were right. The only thing for me is I couldn't do a Chapter 11 bankruptcy because I was flat broke. But I still wanted to continue to start a new business, restructure, and reopen. TelexFREE is in a much, much different position than myself. They have more than enough funds to basically pay their creditors off and do whatever they need to do to meet the Chapter 11 bankruptcy rules. But because of TelexFREE, guys, I'm in my store right now, and I get a little bit emotional about this. Because it was because of them that my store is now a full running, operating store to this day. And it was only because of the grace of God and TelexFREE. And so I just want you guys to know that we have a very, very powerful company that stands before us as well as behind us. And we really need to lift them up in prayer while they go through their reorganization and their restructure. Because, again, not only did they change my life and give me my life back, I know that they changed many of you guys' lives back that's on this phone today. So, again, I say this to say, TelexFREE will be around for many, 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 many years to come. I honestly believe that with everything that God has put in me. So please don't be alarmed by this Chapter 11 bankruptcy. They are very, very smart businessmen, and they know what they're doing. They have some of the best attorneys that represent them in every way. So allow them to go through this restructure and this reorganization, because I was able to do it, and I was able to do it only because of them. And I know that they can do it and take and put their company on much solid ground. So, again, guys, just keep them lifted up in your prayers. Don't count TelexFREE out, because I promise you, everything that God has put in me, they are here to stay. They're not going anywhere. Thank you so much, Randy, for bringing me on.
No problem, Pat, and I tell you what, we really appreciate you. And again, everybody, that's the power of what we're looking at here. Again, you're looking at people just like you, people that have had issues in the past, but because of what this company has done for them, it helped them change their lives. And you know what? According to the company, the information that we've seen, we've heard, guys, it's only the beginning. They're restructuring so that not only can they have the future growth, but that this opportunity will be around for many, many, many years. So thank you, each and every one of you guys, for getting on a call. I always said before that the last call was the most packed call we've ever had, but I promise you this call right here, the lines are totally packed out. We're going to have a call every day this week at 2 o'clock, so if you missed the updates or you guys came to the call late or maybe some of your friends didn't do it, we'll record tomorrow's call as we have more information from corporate. So we'll give you some more definitive information on time frames, perhaps maybe as withdrawals or as far as, bringing in new customers, bringing in promoters. What happens if I've got a customer customer VoIP product that's expiring tomorrow or today and I need to get it back on so I can continue to make my calls. We're going to try to get as much information as we can each and every day and keep you guys in the loop. Whatever information we get, like Santiago said, we're going to be 100% transparent. I want to thank each and every one of you guys for getting on the call, but I really want to thank a lot of the presenters that were on the call today, and again, guys, they're just leaders like us, and they kind of share with you their thoughts, their direction, and how they are literally not only moving forward, but with conviction, knowing exactly where they are headed at in this company. Carla, did you have something final to say?
Yes, I just wanted to say in closing, the TelexFREE Universal Group is not going down as well. It's being reconstructed as well. So you guys, we're trying to keep a clean house still until we get all the correct information. We don't want to give false information. So if you guys can help us, and please not put negative posts in there. That's the reason why we're changing things up with that as well, because we need you guys to respect that and roll with us so we can keep you informed on what's going on a daily basis. So please, if you can help, do not put no negative posts in there, and let us be able to keep it open enough where keep you guys in the know. That's it.
Thanks so much, guys. We appreciate each and every one of you, and we'll see everybody tomorrow at 2 o'clock p.m. Until then, as we get information, we're going to keep passing it on to you guys and find out as soon as we can get back to work and start making things happen. Take care. We'll see you guys soon. This call's officially over. Bye-bye for now.